Our story begins with Will Rodman, a passionate scientist working at a biotech company in San Francisco called Genesis. His mission? To cure Alzheimer's disease once and for all. Will has been testing a revolutionary viral-based drug known as ALZ-112 on chimpanzees. This serum is designed to repair brain cells and dramatically boost intelligence. One particular chimp, nicknamed Bright Eyes, shows extraordinary improvement. She's smarter, more aware, almost human-like. But during a crucial presentation to Will's superiors, everything goes horribly wrong. Bright Eyes suddenly breaks free from her cage and rampages through the lab, terrifying everyone in sight. Security is forced to shoot her down, and the experiment, once full of promise, ends in tragedy. Believing the drug to be a dangerous failure, Will's boss, Stephen Jacobs, immediately shuts down the entire project. Every chimp is ordered to be euthanized. But as Will's assistant Robert Franklin begins the grim process, he discovers something shocking. Bright Eyes wasn't aggressive because of the drug. She was protecting her newborn baby. Moved by compassion, Will secretly takes the infant home. He names the little chimp Caesar. Over time, Will realizes Caesar has inherited his mother's incredible intelligence. The chimp learns faster than any human child, and their bond grows deeper every day. 3 years later, Will takes young Caesar on an adventure through the breathtaking redwood forest, his first taste of true freedom. Meanwhile, Will's father Charles suffers from severe dementia. Desperate to help, Will administers the same ALZ-112 serum to him. Miraculously, it works. Charles regains his memory, clarity, and joy. 5 more years pass. Caesar is now an adolescent, curious and self-aware. One day he sees a man walking his dog on a leash and suddenly realizes he too lives on a leash. Confused and restless, Caesar begins to question who he truly is. Will finally reveals the truth, that Caesar was born in a lab, his intelligence the result of a human experiment. But tragedy strikes again. The serum's effects on Charles begin to fade, and his condition worsens rapidly. One day, in a confused state, Charles accidentally provokes a neighbor. Caesar, seeing this, rushes to defend his beloved human grandfather, and, in his anger, injures the man. Authorities intervene, and Caesar is taken away to a primate shelter, a grim facility where he's caged like a wild animal. Life there is harsh. He's bullied by the other chimps and tormented by the cruel head guard, Dodge Landon. But Caesar is no ordinary chimp. Watching, learning, planning, he secretly studies how to open his cage. One night, with the help of a massive gorilla named Buck, Caesar gains access to the common area, and in a bold move, challenges the alpha chimp Rocket. Back at Genesis, Will's boss Stephen Jacobs authorizes the development of a new version of the drug, a far more powerful, gaseous formula known as ALZ-113. When Will realizes ALZ-113 might still save his father, he secretly brings some home. Sadly, it's too late. Charles refuses further treatment, wanting nature to take its course. That very night, he quietly passes away in his sleep. Meanwhile, a scarred and aggressive test subject, a bonobo named Koba, is exposed to the ALZ-113. The experiment goes wrong. The gas proves toxic to humans. Will's assistant Franklin accidentally inhales the virus and becomes gravely ill. Coughing blood and desperate, he rushes to warn Will. But before he can, he collapses near Will's house, unknowingly infecting their neighbor in the process. Franklin is later found dead, the first human victim of a disease that will soon spread across the globe. Heartbroken by his father's death and Franklin's loss, Will tries to bring Caesar back home, but Caesar refuses. He's no longer just a pet, he's a leader now. He escapes the facility on his own, sneaking into Will's house, where he steals canisters of the ALZ-113 gas. Returning to the shelter, Caesar releases the gas, filling the entire facility. One by one, the apes inhale it, their minds expanding, their intelligence skyrocketing. When the cruel guard Dodge Landon tries to force Caesar back into his cage, Caesar finally speaks his first word, a thunderous, chilling no. The shocked guard attacks, but the fight ends with Dodge being accidentally electrocuted to death. For the first time, the apes are free. Caesar leads the uprising, freeing every captive chimp from Genesis and breaking others out of the San Francisco Zoo. An entire army of apes floods the city streets, heading for the Golden Gate Bridge, their path to freedom. Police set up a blockade, helicopters swarm overhead, and the bridge becomes a battlefield. The apes fight with intelligence, strategy, and unity. In a heroic moment, the mighty gorilla Buck sacrifices himself, leaping into Jacobs' helicopter to save Caesar. The crash sends Jacobs' chopper spiraling onto the bridge, trapping him in the wreckage. As Jacobs pleads for help, the vengeful bonobo Koba steps forward and finishes him, sealing humanity's fate. Finally, Caesar leads his apes into the safety of the redwood forest, the place he once visited as a child. There, Will catches up to him one last time. He warns Caesar that humans will come for them, that it isn't safe. But Caesar, now fully aware, embraces Will and softly says, "Caesar is home." It's their final goodbye. Will walks away watching as the apes disappear into the misty forest. A new society being born right before his eyes. But the story doesn't end there. In the mid-credits scene, Will's infected neighbor, the one Franklin unknowingly contaminated, is shown heading to work. He's an airline pilot, preparing for a flight from San Francisco to Paris. As he boards the plane, a single drop of blood falls from his nose to the floor. Moments later, a map appears, tracing flight routes around the globe, showing the deadly virus spreading uncontrollably from city to city, signaling the beginning of humanity's downfall and the rise of the planet of the apes.